Oxidation numbers. For oxidation numbers, you need to remember or memorize that oxidation equals losing E negatives, which are electrons. Oxidation numbers are similar to the element's charges. Leo says GER is a mnemonic for remembering that losing electrons is oxidation and gaining electrons is reduction. Rules: elements that are alone have no oxidation numbers. Monatomic ions equal their charge. So, like chlorine, it's a -1, so its oxidation number will be -1. Hydrogen is usually a 1+, and oxygen is usually a 2-. Exceptions are if oxygen is paired up with fluorine. Because fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen, oxygen will be a 2+. 1A is 1+, 2A is 2+, 7A is 1-. Exceptions are hydrogen, oxygen, and chlorine, because oxygen is more electronegative. Neutral compounds total no charge, or no oxidation. Polyatomic ions total their charge, so their oxidation numbers will be their charge. And these are the 7 rules for oxidation numbers. For an example problem, we will be using H2SO4. We will start off by putting oxidation number, because oxidation numbers will go on top of the equation, not underneath. H2SO4. So we will go back to our rules, and the first rule is any single elements that are alone have no oxidation number. None of these fit that rule, so we'll move on to the next, which is about monatomic ions. There are no monatomic ions. Then we'll move on to 3, which is hydrogens usually have a +1, and we do have a hydrogen, so it does receive a +1. And then we also have a polyatomic ion, and we do have a rule about polyatomic ions. And they total their charge, so their oxidation number totals their charge. So its charge is a 2 -2, a -2. So now that we've calculated H2 and SO4, we're going to try to calculate S's oxidation number by itself. And H2 will be a +2. And then we know that sulfate is a -2. But now we have to do oxygen separately, since there's 4 oxygens, and oxygen is usually a 2- charge. Then it'll be times 4, which will then equal a -8. And then these two charges do not balance or cancel out. So the way that they will balance is if we add a +6. So, because the +6 and the +2 will equal a +8. And then the +8 and the -8 will then cancel. So, our oxidation numbers are +1, +6, -2 for this compound. And that is how you figure out oxidation numbers.
Yay!